Well, hey everyone. Welcome. Let's enjoy whatever the next 30, 40 minutes is going to be. I imagine it'll be very chaotic. The Padres have done a lot today. I might talk about some of it, but for the most part, you're just going to watch as I experience the last 30 minutes before the trade deadline and hopefully more Padre trades. I think the only one that we know of that they're currently working on is Dylan Cease getting traded to the Astros for God knows what. I've had a difficult time today keeping track of which number prospects in the system have gotten traded, mostly because it keeps changing. Because MLB.com has been up on that every time a prospect gets traded to another team, they get removed from the Padres list, and then everyone else slides up one. Like Cash Mayfield is now the number 3 prospect for the Padres farm system, and to start the day, he was not. I think it was Ryan Bergert. I don't know. I have a spreadsheet somewhere. Everyone in the Section 1904 Discord probably saw it. No, it was Braden Nett. Sorry. I only know that because I wrote it down in the article that I wrote on the website, which was handy for me to go back to. So as of right now, the Padres have traded away one, two. If I'm just going to include Ryan Berger and Stephen Kolek as we'll call them prospects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 men. I don't even want to just call them prospects. 13 men. But the only ones that were on the big league roster, I think, was Ryan Berger. I think when Ryan Berger came up, Stephen Kolek went down. So 12 people on the active, no, 12 people not on the active roster, one person on. And then they have received 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big league players. Mason Miller, a closer for a team that already has the best bullpen in baseball. JP Sears, a starter who's probably not good enough to crack the rotation. Freddie Furman, a catcher who may or may not actually be better than the catchers that the Padres have right now. Ramon Laureano, an outfielder who, in theory, becomes the everyday left fielder for the San Diego Padres. Ryan O'Hearn, a all-star for the Baltimore Orioles, who you could kind of put in the category of Gavin Sheets. First baseman, left field, DH, left-handed hitter, a little bit of pop. And then Will Wagner, son of Billy Wagner. I'm sure he's going to get tired of hearing that. From the Blue Jays, he plays some first, some second, some third. So, yeah, if all of these guys are added to the active roster, I don't know. Maybe I should look at the Padres active roster again and see if I can predict who would come off. All right, so here's the 40 man. All right, so Ron, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Marinaccio? I think it's Marinaccio. You're gone. Boom. How many do I need to get rid of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But Burger was on, right? Burger was on. Oh, this is good. This hasn't been updated yet. Was Kolek on? No, Kolek was not. All right, so I have to get 5 guys off the active roster and then also Burger. So Burger can't be one of the 5. So Marinaccio, that's 1. Trenton Brooks, sorry, bud. That's 2. Who I can't imagine Martin Maldonado. I can't imagine they're carrying 3 catchers. So Martin Maldonado, that's 3. This has already gotten hard. Tyler Wade, maybe you lost your job to Billy Wagner's kid. That's 4, and then 5 could be, I don't know, David Morgan. I don't know. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get dicey. Shout out to people who are already in the chat. Considering all the major league pieces we got, I don't know how we don't just try to raid the Astros farm for Cease. I imagine. Okay, so the idea of the Padres trading Dylan Cease has always been that they would trade him for salary relief and also to get prospects that they could use at another trade. If they traded him now and got back a boatload of prospects from the Astros, it's kind of the same thing in that they will have gotten prospects back to kind of replenish the farm system after they unloaded it yet again. Um, and it will give them the salary relief to be able to pay Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn without going much higher than they were before. Here's where I'm going to start playing with. I hate this new thing where I move a window and it just like automatically maximizes. I want to see, has this updated yet? Padres. Update. No. All right. So Dylan Cease, we're working with full season numbers. Dylan Cease for the season makes $13.75 million. I know because I looked this up earlier. Laureano and Ryan O'Hearn together make $12 million this year. So if they could trade Dylan Cease for prospects and not bring back any money to the major league payroll, they will have essentially done all of this without adding kind of any money. Miller, Sears, Furman, Wagner, they're all on like rookie contracts. They're making essentially the minimum. Actually, Wagner's making a little bit more than the minimum, but not a lot. Like the other guys are making like 200 something K. And I think I'm just going to call him Billy Wagner Jr. because it's fun right now. I think he makes like 500, something like that. Okay. Maldonado has to be gone. Wouldn't make any sense to keep him. Yeah. Why would you keep a third catcher who can't hit and is not like hasn't been a good fielder? I tend to think that Maldonado makes sense to go with Cease to the Astros, but I don't know what their catching situation is. They probably don't need him either. Otherwise, they would have just brought him back instead of letting him go to the Padres. If they really are pinching pennies, I would think that it would be Diaz, since I think that he makes the most money. Let's see. I think it's pretty close. All right. So, I mean, these are too small to you. These aren't. Maldonado makes $1 million this year, and Diaz makes $1.5 million. And like, would $1 million change my life? Absolutely. Would $1.5 million change my life? Of course it would. It's bigger than $1 million, but those aren't the types of contracts you unload to make room for the $12 million in major league players that you just got. Diaz is 3.5. Where are you getting that information? I'm looking right here, and it says he signed a. You know what's funny? So on Spotrac, to this year, oh, so he's making 1.5 against the payroll, but with the luxury tax, it's 3.5. Huh. But I don't think getting rid of him gets them under the tax, so I don't think it matters. Plus, like he's got a mutual option for next year that's not too expensive. Maldonado does not. I don't think the catching spot is where they're intending on pinching pennies. Um, Again, I think if they wanted to get rid of some money, you could trade away, now that you have Billy Wagner Jr., you could trade away Jose Iglesias's $3 million, or, now that you have Ryan O'Hearn to go with Gavin Sheets, you could trade away Luis Ariza's $14 million this year. I'm not even gonna talk about Cronenworth, but the big one is Cease. Like but then I imagine whatever they get back, you got to flip into another pitcher, because do you really want JP Sears as like your fifth pitcher? One, two, wait, skip Cease and Musker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, then Sears is your fifth pitcher. Vasquez is your fourth pitcher. That's if everything goes right and everyone's healthy. And then you have no safety net. You have no one that can come up from AAA that you trust, with the exception of maybe Waldron. I don't think Johnny Brito's coming back anytime soon. Musgrove, if he does come back, it's going to be out of the bullpen at the end of the year. So I don't think they're trying to pinch pennies at the catcher spot. This guy says Wagner could go to AAA and not come right to the Padres. It's true. Uh, it's true. That's true of some of these guys. Like, the same is technically true of JP Sears. Like I keep saying, there's no spot for him in the roster. He could go to the minors. Will Wagner could go to the minors. Don't expect them to, but they could. All right. Let's quick check of Jeff Passan's Twitter. Cubs are acquiring Will Castro. Rangers got Merrill Kelly. Nothing about the San Diego Padres. Oh, my little mute button changed colors. I got to fix that. The Astros farm system is terrible. You know what's funny about that? Heading into trade deadline, Darren and I even talked about this on the podcast. It was like all this, see less of my ceiling fan. The Padres don't have a lot to deal with because their farm system is tapped and they don't have money and et cetera, et cetera. Every year we hear the Padres have two guys at the top of their farm system that everyone wants, but outside of that, nothing. And every year they send out like a million prospects that everyone seems to want. My buddy actually texted me about this. He's not, I don't think he's here. What did he say? The Padres empty their farm system every year, and then there's still guys to trade away the following season. Yeah, seems to be the case. Oh, okay. The extra $2 million for Diaz is his buyout. So he's $1.5 million if he stays. He's 3.5 if he leaves. I think that makes sense. Is this Hosmer's last year? I looked for him on the payroll. Usually there's a fun thing at the bottom where it's like they're still paying him, and it's not showing up anymore. So that might be done. It's hard to figure out what the overall goal is. I've been thinking about that. I don't know that it is. I do think that a lot of this is going to change depending upon if they get something that they can use out of Cease. I also feel like it's one of those things. So I feel bad for Cease. They all day. The Padres are shopping Cease all week, 2 weeks now. The Padres are shopping Cease. They're shopping Cease. What if they don't trade him? He's just got to come back and yeah, we didn't really want you here. We don't believe in you, but here's the ball. Go get some guys out. But you know, AJ Preller had said they need a couple of bats. They added Laureano and O'Hearn. Great. There was talk that they wanted to improve the catcher position. Now, you and I may think that Freddie Furman's not an improvement over Diaz and Maldonado. Maybe AJ Preller, who gets paid a lot of money because he's got a great scout's eye, disagrees with us. Darren was saying he wanted them to add more pitching. He wanted them to add, a reliever or a starter, but just add more pitching. They did that. And Taryn also said get rid of Leo DeVries, tongue in cheek, and they did that too. The Will Wagner one is not a strategy move. Like if you look at that, Will Wagner is a pretty good prospect, and Brandon Valenzuela is like he's an okay prospect. So that feels like maybe it's a part of something bigger, but even if it's not, that feels like they got good value in a 1-for-1 trade, and I'm not entirely sure why the Blue Jays would have done that unless they just didn't have a use for Wagner anymore. But overall, Preller's doing what Preller said he was going to do, which is not add a lot of payroll. They added some, but I still think, there's still time. We have 15 more minutes till the deadline, and then there's like 15 more minutes for things to get reported. But he added a catcher, he added a couple of bats, he added some pitching, and maybe he even added a bench guy in Wagner. Like he did all the things that he said he was going to do. I understand this completely. They need to drop like 20 million to get under the tax. I don't think they're getting under the tax. I do think that Preller was given instructions to not add to the payroll, or maybe it's like, hey, you can add like 2 million, but I don't think he's getting under the tax. If it's all done, what's the overall goal? Depth. Depth and a couple bats. Like, Laureano is I know I've been saying really nice things about Bryce Johnson, but Laureano is a big upgrade over Bryce Johnson. Ryan O'Hearn is kind of like a clone of Gavin Sheets, but with more of a track record. Now you got two of those guys. It's great, especially since you kind of have three different positions you can play them at with the rise. Great. Like, O'Hearn can maybe become the everyday DH. Laureano becomes the everyday left fielder. uh, Sheets or Arise. But maybe there is one too many people there. I don't know, but this does feel like a more complete team now, and it definitely feels like they're pushing in all their chips. I had a buddy of mine who's not a Padres fan who texted me this morning. Do you guys have a farm system left? And then later, I think it was after the Orioles trade, he sent me another one. I said, "Good Lord, you guys better win this World Series or fire your GM." And I said, "No, it's probably the way it's going to go." Like, not necessarily, but Preller's pushing in pretty much all of his chips because why not? Like, what motivation does Preller have to be conservative? None right now. So I'm not saying he's this is him trying to save his job or anything, but basketball news. But he's definitely enticed to be aggressive and try and make this team as good as possible because if they go really far, it makes it a lot easier for him to get an extension as opposed to walking papers. All right, Passon's got nothing new on the Padres. That's fine. C said he knew it was a business and accepted that he might go. He's making his money. What is he gonna say? What is his options? I hate this. This sucks. No one likes that. But like, here's the thing. These guys are baseball players second and human beings first. And I know we don't think of them that way. We think of them as baseball players first and human beings second. But like, I have a close friend who her husband played for the San Diego Padres and they got traded surprisingly at the trade deadline one year. And to see how much that can just destroy your life, destroy your friendships. God forbid you have kids, and destroys their friendships, your wife's friendships, or I guess husband's friendships. Um, assuming, uh, it's it's like when when I was 13, my parents were like, "Hey, we're picking up, we're moving to San Diego, across the country, other side of the country." Now, do I look back at that as that was like one of the great things in my life? Sure, I loved moving to San Diego in retrospect, but at the moment, I was like, I don't know California. I don't know these people. I don't know this school. You moved me out of the place that I'm comfortable. And it's just, try not to stop thinking about them as people. And, Dylan Cease, he's people. And whether or not he's saying the right things to the media, like, it's hard. And I don't think he's got a wife and kids, but it's still hard, man. Like, imagine Dylan Cease, who's played for the White Sox and the San Diego Padres, getting told in 5 minutes that, now you're an Atlanta Brave. Go enjoy your life in Atlanta. Like, any friends he has here, any relationships he has here, any places he likes here, like whatever he's grown to whatever life he's built here, just gone. That's hard for anyone. I admit to not knowing a ton about the Orioles players. I don't know much about them at all. I did some cursory research. I feel like I know Laureano from somewhere else. I should look this up before I say something stupid. Or maybe I just know him from when the Orioles were good a couple years ago. Yeah, I do. He was last year, he was on the Guardians and then he got traded to the Braves. And when he got traded to the Braves, he was friggin' awesome. And this year he's with the Orioles and he's even better. Having a bit of a breakout at 30 years old. Not that he was bad when he was younger, but he had a light year. Let's see, 2023 was a light year, and 2024 started off light. For some reason he didn't like playing in Cleveland, but I remember him with the A's. I remember him being good with the A's back when the A's existed. Ooh, hold on. Did a trade happen? Nestor Cortez, Ken Rosenthal. Nestor Cort the Yankees guy? Ken Rosenthal. Let's see. Red Sox are getting Dustin May. Good. Get that man the fuck out of this division. Dustin May scares the shit out of me. All right. Ken Rosenthal. Padres acquiring Nestor Cortez Jr. from the Brewers. I knew he wasn't on the Yankees anymore, but I didn't know where he was. Let's see how he's doing this year. Another guy where it's like there's a spot for him in the rotation if he's on the 60-day IL. Someone in here said he got suspended for PEDs. Oh no, Laureano got suspended for PEDs. Okay. Nestor's been on the Brewers this year. Brewers. 60-day IL though. When did he last pitch? He was not pitching great. He's thrown 8 innings this year. 8. He was good last year with the Yankees. He was good in 2022 with the Yankees. He was good in 2021 with the Yankees. He also had a lot of bad years. But 2024, he was good. He was good. Let's see the last time he pitched in a game. Brandon Lockridge goes to the Brewers for Nestor Cortez. Fantastic. Nestor last threw a game April 3rd. Nestor Cortez return date around the end of July following a left elbow flexor strain. I will say this. Nestor Cortez is one of the most fun, interesting pitchers to watch pitch. I actually don't even know if he's that good, but I mean, I guess the stats say he's good. But it's almost like watching a really crafty veteran do crafty veteran things. Didn't he give up back-to-back-to-back home runs to the Yankees to start the year and then immediately went on the IL? Sure. Cortez for Lockridge in the all-IL trade. Sure. You guys get to watch me write a blog post now because what else am I going to do? Darren's not going to do it poolside. I'm going to do it from here. Trade for Nestor. Is it Cortez with an S? It is. Yeah, I really actually enjoy watching Nestor Cortez pitch. He does all that like goofy shit where he'll like just wiggle back and forth for like 2 minutes to throw off the timing of the hitter, and I can't get enough of it. I hate all of these pictures. That one's fine. That one's less fine. I can't stand the wiggle forever until you throw it. Look, it's not for everybody, but as someone who absolutely loved, I'm not gonna remember his name because I'm on a camera. Johnny Cueto. As someone who loved watching Johnny Cueto pitch, Nestor Cortez is like a lefty Johnny Cueto, except without the fastball, and it's cool. It's fun for me. All right. Who had the Brandon Lockridge part of this? Here we go. Okay. Ken Rosenthal gets to live in the blog post. You know what I didn't look up? How much he makes. $7.6 million, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. There's no way. There's no way Cease isn't getting traded. They need to get rid of this money. 7.6 added to the 12 from the Orioles. That's $20 million. They added $20 million to the payroll today. I don't think AJ Preller was allowed to add $20 million to the payroll today. So get the feeling there's some money leaving the books pretty soon here. Yeah, I said before the season with the Kyle Hart stuff, I was like, man, they just want a lefty in that starting rotation so bad. They just really want a lefty in that starting rotation. And then when they traded for JP Sears, I was like, oh, are they going to force JP Sears to be the guy because they really want a lefty in the rotation? Now they're doubling down with Cortez. Marlins not trading Alcantara, according to MLB Network. That's fine. I heard an interesting story about Sandy Alcantara this morning that I don't think I'm allowed to tell, but suffice to say, the Padres were very, very interested in Sandy Alcantara. Let's see. Nestor Cortez, how old are you, buddy? He's only 30? That's not what I want. Go back to here. Oh, that's right. I was looking at the last time you pitched. Is it 7.5, 7.6, 7.6? Maton traded to the Rangers. Good for him. Padres should have waited around on that kid a little bit more. It's 2:59. Deadline's about to happen, and then you get your like 10, 15 minutes of here's what snuck in right at the final minute. So hopefully I can finish this and we can stare at Twitter/Blue Sky together. Three p.m. Shut it down. Now we see what comes in. Giants traded Duvall to the Yanks. Okay. Thank you, chat, for keeping me updated. Appreciate this. Can't imagine Brandon Lockridge was making any money. Giants were all in 6 weeks ago. How things change. Have you seen how bad they've been? They've been bad. Oh no, is Spotrac going down? Might be. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh well, can write without it. Okay. Did that a lot slower with a microphone and a camera on in front of me, but that's okay. Okay. Blog, news, Padres, publish, publish. Charlie Morton to the Tigers. Damn. I mean, at this point, I think we're just waiting on a Cease Astros deal, whatever that is. I kind of doubt there's going to be anything else. Oh yeah, Spotrac is super down. Dennis Lindpost? Oh no, that's the Nestor Cortez news. Oh, I wrote Nestor Cortez. It's apparently Nestor Cortez Jr. Well, I can update it on the site, even though it won't be updated on the email that gets sent out. That's fine. Update. All right, Charlie Morton to the Tigers. Tampa Bay Rays acquiring some relief pitcher I don't know. Doval from the Giants to the Yankees, saw that. Maton to the Rangers from the Cardinals. Jose Caballero going to the Yankees. Yankees going hard. Did the Padres light up Dustin May? The Padres have lit up Dustin May in the past. That is a thing that has happened. But not every time, and he still scares the living crap out of me. Because no one's pitches should move like that. It's witchcraft. Ty France to Toronto. Sunny Phono in the comments doing the Sid's Carpet Barn theme song. I'm very mad that they don't sing the full Sid's Carpet Barn theme song anymore. I sometimes I sing the full thing just because it relieves the frustration of the fact that they've removed everything except the come on down at the end. John Morosi says that the Padres tried to get Mackenzie Gore back. There's no way. Verifying. Not that I trust everything John Morosi tweets out. Mackenzie Gore stays put despite interest from the Red Sox, Cubs, and Padres. Yes, the Padres wanted him back. Padres really wanted some lefty pitching, huh? Why would the Nationals even consider trading Mackenzie Gore? That's what I don't understand. The Astros are done. Talks with Dylan Cease were legitimate and at times picking up steam, but ultimately never got over the finish line. Yeesh. Okay, let's think about this now. I need a pen and I need paper because that's how my brain wants to think right now. Let's think about a fully healthy Padres starting rotation because I think there's way too many people. So let's just we'll put King at the top. He's the king. Darvish, assuming he's healthy and good. Cease, because he did not cease to be a Padre. Ha ha ha. Who else are we looking at? Vasquez. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. Vasquez, Nestor Cortez Jr., JP Sears. Is that everybody? Pavetta. Thank you, Alexandro. All right. So I included JP Sears. I don't need to, but that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's assume that JP Sears goes down to El Paso. We're going to talk about that comment in a second, Bob. That's King, Darvish, Cease, Vasquez, Cortez, Pavetta. King's not ready for, I don't know, let's call it a week, right? Seems probably true with Cortez, so maybe this works out fine. And then, I don't know, man. If they're all healthy, I mean, I guess you could push Vasquez to like a swingman role, kind of like what Kyle Hart's been doing. Maybe he'd be fine with that, but he's been pretty good. Bob Hunt saying AJ just throwing the middle finger to Grupner. I love it. That is, I didn't know we're only 3 games back of the Dodgers now. I thought it was still 4. Yay, Padres. That's an interesting conversation piece because we were told, the Padre fans were told by the writers who cover the team that the Padres were trying to thread the needle of adding without adding salary. And then we were told that they were considering, shipping off guys like Cease to get rid of the money so that they could add. And it looked like that was all coming together, except we still haven't seen any money go out. I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. Has any money gone out? Prospect. Bergert and Kolek are on rookie deals. Prospect. Now, I guess that's 14 minimum salaries, but that doesn't come off the major league payroll except for Bergert. I understand, Sonny. You keep saying Vasquez has options. I know they could send Randy Vasquez to AAA. I totally get that. You know what else I get? That Randy Vasquez has thrown 21 starts and has an ERA of 3.6. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If I was the Major League Baseball Players Association and I saw a 26-year-old pitcher healthy with a 3.6 ERA get sent down to AAA, I might have issue with that. He's got an ERA plus of 114. Like, I understand it doesn't always look good with him. The strikeout to walk ratio is like atrocious. I get it. He doesn't strike guys out, but he gets guys out. Maybe you're right. Maybe they just send Vasquez to El Paso until everything figures itself out, but I don't know. Kyle Hart's not on the 40 man anymore, I don't think, or the 25 man anymore, 26 man anymore. Maybe AJ was telling them all, don't worry, Astros are going to take Cease's money. And then at the last minute, AJ maybe asked for something more, knowing that the Astros wouldn't do it, hence the middle finger. I don't buy it. Like, sorry, not to be a jerk, but I don't buy it. I like also the people who are like, AJ's trying to burn the team down because he knows that it's his last year. These guys are professionals, man. They want to win. Everything that AJ Preller does, he does because he thinks it makes the team better. He's not doing it to spite the prospects. He's not doing it because he's mad that his contract's almost up or that Peter Seidler died or that he's told that he can't spend the money. Like, no, they're professionals, man. They're doing stuff. They're doing stuff because they think it makes the team better. That's all. Now, I don't okay, so this person says Fangraphs has the luxury tax payroll estimate at $266 million and said it was $261 million. Yeah, JP Sears would go down first before Vasquez. Absolutely. But also, I counted 7 guys. So even if Sears goes down, you still have 6. So it might be Sears and Vasquez, but Sears might just go straight to El Paso. Has the dust settled or are there any last minute deals? I see people writing as if the dust settled. I don't know that I trust that yet. There's still some things leaking in. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes. Usually around this like 3:15 mark, someone goes like, "All right, that's it, no more." Spotrac is back. Brandon Lockridge is on the Brewers, even on their website. That was quick. He also, as I suspected, does not make much money. Um, Padres payroll. I'm not saying I trust their numbers, but more than Fangraphs, it's just another piece of information. Ooh, it is still struggling though. I think I posted this on Blue Sky earlier, actually, because some guy was yelling at me about it. All right, their 2025 payroll, according to Spotrac, before. Oh, I don't know if this was before or after the luxury tax. It was 210. It's probably before the luxury tax, and I can't check it on Spotrac again because Spotrac is dying because it's the trade deadline. And everyone's on it. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. 210 is the raw salary number. CBT number is in the 260s. Sears down. Vasquez to long relief. Send down Renaccio or someone from the pen. Yeah, probably. Bob Hunt said AC just tweeted that they are keeping Cease. I saw that. He was the one that I was like, you ready to say that? But AC would probably know, right? Padres acquire Nestor Cortez, keep Dylan Cease. One of the most forecasted moves came down to the wire. Wow, this is short as hell. And it didn't happen. Dylan Cease remains part of the Padres starting rotation. Moreover, the team acquired left-hander Nestor Cortez from the Brewers. He also said Nestor Cortez and not Nestor Cortez Jr. Shout out me. Cortez, an all-star with the Yankees in 2022, on the injured list. His return is anticipated next month. Well, next month starts tomorrow, so you might want to be more clear about that. Cortez is due $2.4 million for the final 2 months of the season. That's the thing. That's why it didn't go up 20 million because there's only 2 months left in the season. What'd you say it went up? went up 5 million for the remainder of the season. Maybe that's fine. I did hear some rumblings that Grupner was like, "Well, been having a lot of sellouts. Maybe that means we have some more money." So maybe they let Preller spend $5 million. I don't know. Was Cortez the move because King isn't coming back? No, King is coming back. Everything that you guys are seeing publicly is also being said privately. King feels healthy, looks good. He's doing a rehab start. Like Saturday or Sunday, I think Sunday. King's on his way back. Christina likes keeping Cease. I like keeping Cease. I wasn't against keeping Cease at all. I feel like I was the one who was pushing for, like, why would you trade for Sandy Alcantara when you have Dylan Cease? Because I felt like Dylan Cease is a good bet to figure it out and have like a really dominant couple months stretch. That being said, I did think about this the other day. I still don't really trust Dylan Cease in a playoff game. So maybe I don't like having him around. Mike Yastrzemski to the Royals. Giants really sold everybody. Diamondbacks also sold everybody. Rockies sold everybody that they could, which means that this division is now down to the Dodgers or the Padres, who are 3 games behind the Dodgers. The Dodgers added some stuff. It seemed like they were adding bullpen arms and things of that nature. The Astros are done. So Dylan Cease stays. Cool. I mean, the only issue with this, the only issue is that it adds money. But you know what? Not my money. So I don't care. If it got approved, it got approved. And you know what? It's better that they have too many guys for the rotation than not enough. It's good that they have, 4 utility fielders instead of 3. That's good. All this is good. There's a lot of added depth here. The starting rotation, I don't know that it got deeper because you sent out Berger and Kolek. Like Berger and Kolek were basically replaced by Sears and Cortez. I don't love that, but it also got you a catcher that I'm gonna guess that Preller really likes. So that's fine. So you've the starting rotation essentially remains the same. I think Cortez has a higher ceiling this season than Berger to Kolek. Laureano and O'Hearn, that's much needed depth. If Furman can be better than Maldonado and Maldonado's gone, that's an improvement. Like the major league roster improved. And as well it should, because they sent out 14 prospects from their minor league system. It should. They sent out their number 1, number 3, number 4, number 6, number 12, 13, 17, 26, and 29th ranked prospects, according to MLB.com. When you do that, the major league roster should get better. Did it get significantly better? No. Did it need to get significantly better? Probably not. And this is going to help, turn some of those weaknesses into maybe strengths, maybe just not weaknesses anymore. So overall, pretty good day, pretty good trade deadline, pretty crazy trade deadline, but pretty good trade deadline. All right, I am going to go record a podcast. The only thing we really got on this stream was the Nestor Cortez trade, which is fine. I thought the Dylan Cease trade was coming, and I thought that was going to be crazy. So I'm going to end this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me towards the end of the trade deadline. I'm going to go record, I think, 2 different podcasts, one of which I will publish immediately, and one of which you guys will hear about tomorrow. Tomorrow, there's going to be a couple different podcasts. Darren will not be on any of the ones tomorrow. What did we give up for Nestor Cortez? Brandon Lockridge. He's gone. is figuratively replaced by Bryce Johnson and now literally gone because we have Bryce Johnson. So I'm going to go record like 2 more podcasts tonight and then probably pass out. And then I'm going to record another one tomorrow. Darren might be on one of them tonight if I can find him. He might be sleeping. He might be swimming in a pool with tequila. He might be on a beach. He needs some time. He needs some time to rest his brain, and I think he deserves that. So I'm going to give him as much space as he will take, and it's going to be a lot of me for the next couple days. But I'm going to have some people riding with me. And that's going to be really fun. Thank you for everyone who hung out today here. Thank you to everyone who hung out in the Discord channel. This has been one of the more fun trade deadlines I've ever had. Until next time, is there a tip jar? You know what? I don't know. This is my first time. So I was thinking about streaming from Riverside to here because that's what me and Darren are probably going to do on Monday. But I was like, screw it. I don't want to mess around with it. I'll just jump on YouTube and press go live. And that's pretty much what I did. I don't know what the features are. I don't know if there's a tip jar. There might be. There's a tip jar on the Section 1904 website, if you can find it. If not, you can, send me an email, jg at Section 1904. I'll point you in the direction of it. Thank you for everyone. I will say hi to my wife that walked by, to everyone who's saying, there she is saying hi right back to you guys. All right. See you later.